Savannah added almost $10 billion to its economy in just 4 years, and the biggest project in Georgia history isn't even fully built out yet.
One of the questions we hear most from people seriously considering a move to Savannah is some version of this. Is now still a good time? They've done their research, they've seen the headlines, they know the city is growing. They're just not sure whether to trust the momentum or if it's already too late. Here's what we tell them. $10 billion in just 4 years? You're not too late.
Today, we're breaking down 5 reasons why this region could look different over the next 5 years and why that matters if you're in the middle of a relocation decision. These aren't talking points that we pulled from some press release. They're the same things that we watch closely because we work in this market all day, every day.
This video is going to cover a lot of ground: manufacturing, infrastructure, population shifts, cost of living, and we're going to tie all of it back to what it actually means if you're thinking of buying a home here.
There's one section towards the end when we get to the cost of living picture where everything starts to connect in a way that changes how most people see the timing of this decision. Stick with us, and for now, let's jump into the anchor developments that are majorly impacting our local economy.
Most cities get one major economic shift in a generation. Savannah is getting 2 at the same time.
The first is the Hyundai Motor Group Metaplant America in Bryan County, just southwest of Savannah. It's the largest single economic development project in Georgia history. We're talking about over $7.5 billion with a B investment, at least 8,500 on-site jobs at full production, and capacity to build 300,000 vehicles a year, with an expansion plan that will push that to 500,000 by 2028. The first Ioniq 5 rolled off the line in October of 2024, less than 2.5 years after they broke ground. This is not a slow-moving project.
The plant itself is only one piece of the story. When a manufacturer of this size chooses a region, the ripple effect starts immediately. Suppliers come in, logistics companies follow, workforce training grows, and service businesses start building around the demand.
The Georgia Department of Economic Development reports that the supplier network has committed billions of dollars in investment and nearly 6,900 supplier jobs across our entire region. Those are real commitments already on record. And as locals, we can tell you that we're seeing the direct impact of this massive project throughout our entire region.
We're seeing it both industrial, commercially, and on our end, residentially as well. The second engine is the Port of Savannah. The port handled around 5.6 million containers in 2024, making it the fastest growing container gateway in the U.S. East and Gulf Coast. The Georgia Ports Authority is also in the middle of a multi-billion dollar, another B, 10-year expansion. That means the port is growing from 7 berths to 12. The truck lanes are on track to nearly double by 2030, and the total capacity is moving in a direction that puts Savannah in a much bigger national logistics conversation. Also, the Mason Mega Rail Terminal connects Savannah directly to Atlanta, Memphis, Dallas, Chicago, and Cincinnati, with more than 40 double-stack trains operating every week.
This is where everything starts to come together. A manufacturing operation moving towards 500,000 vehicles a year, a port expanding to handle that level of movement, suppliers, logistics, and jobs all stacking in the same region at the same time. It's not a coincidence. That is infrastructure and investment reinforcing each other. We'll come back to why both arriving at once matters as much as the individual numbers, because it really changes the entire picture.
Savannah is no longer shaped by tourism and history alone. It is becoming a manufacturing and logistics platform at scale that changes the long-term story for this entire region. That kind of transformation only works when the infrastructure is strong enough to support it, and that's where we're going next.
Every fast-growing market faces the same legitimate concern. The jobs arrive before the roads feel ready, families move before healthcare feels close enough, and the economy starts moving faster than the systems built to support it. We've watched that happen in markets throughout the country. It's a fair question to ask about Savannah. The honest answer is that the city is not waiting to solve that problem later. The infrastructure work is already underway, and it's happening across the systems that really matter most.
Starting with the airport, Savannah Hilton Head International crossed 4 million annual passengers, and that number is still climbing. expanding. A 4-gate concourse expansion is adding more airline capacity and passenger space. There's also a 36-acre air cargo facility being built at the north end of the airport. That includes 2 dedicated cargo buildings and space for wide-body aircraft built specifically to support the logistics demand coming from Hyundai and its supplier network.
When it comes to the roads, the I-16 and I-95 interchange is the most important freight corridor in our region, and it was substantially rebuilt through an almost $290 million project completed in 2025. I-16 was widened from 2 lanes to 3 lanes in each direction. The project also included a new ramp layout and 11 bridges. The corridor connects downtown Savannah directly to the port complex and the Bryan County manufacturing corridor. Keep that in mind when we get to the reason number 5, because infrastructure is the connective tissue that holds every other growth driver together. More on that later.
Now, healthcare is following the population growth too. Memorial Health announced freestanding emergency rooms coming to both Pooler and Richmond Hill with 24/7 staffing, full imaging, and lab services. Emergency care that once meant driving to Midtown Savannah is moving closer to where families are putting down roots. That's not a small thing when you're deciding where to live long term, and it's not a small thing when your child gets a fish hook in his hand multiple times in a season.
Multiple children
Too. If you're looking at Pooler or Richmond Hill, a lot of people are right now. That Memorial Health announcement is worth paying attention to. When service infrastructure like that follows a community, it signals that growth has passed into a different phase.
There's also tied to town a 30-mile network of protected bike and pedestrian paths designed to connect neighborhoods, schools, and medical facilities across our region. As more people move in, that kind of connectivity makes more difference than most people expect when they're purchasing.
The infrastructure concern was real 2 years ago. Today, Savannah is solving it in real time. Those who are choosing to put down roots here are not just moving into a growing market. They're moving into a region where the support systems are being built around that growth.
If you're watching and you're thinking about a move to coastal Georgia, this is the kind of decision that our team helps people with every single day who are just like you. Our agents can walk you through which communities work well for your needs, what the timing looks like for your unique situation, and what questions that you should be asking before ever making a move. Our contact information is in the description below. Now let's keep going.
Here's something we share with relocating buyers regularly, and it consistently changes how they see Savannah. If you're only looking at the city limits, you're looking at the wrong map. The city itself sits at just under 150,000 residents. The faster growth is happening in counties around it. Bryan County, which includes the Hyundai project and Richmond Hill, grew more than 16% from 2020 to 2025. Effingham County, just north of Savannah, grew nearly 15% in that same time frame. Chatham County, the urban core, added thousands more residents as well.
Across the 3-county metro, the Savannah region now sits at roughly 438,000 people, up more than 8% since 2020. Projections from the Georgia Governor's Office of Planning and Budget show Effingham County potentially growing by 61.5% between now and 2045. Bryan County could grow by more than a third. And these numbers are not just built on optimism alone. They're tied to the same anchors that we covered in reason number 1. When the largest manufacturing project in Georgia history lands in Bryan County is going to grow.
The mix of buyers coming in is worth understanding too. Florida buyers are watching insurance costs climb and equity growth slow. When they run the numbers, they're landing here. Northeast buyers are doing the tax math and making the move, while Midwest buyers are ready for milder winters, and we can guarantee that you will find it here. Military families cycle through Hunter Army Airfield and Fort Stewart, fall in love with the region, and come back later as civilians. I just had that conversation yesterday. We see that pattern more often than you would expect to.
Honestly, we cannot tell you how many clients and friends made Savannah area their long-term home choice once those military careers have ended. There's also a newer wave that didn't exist here 5 years. The Hyundai supplier workforce is bringing engineers, operations managers, developers and logistics professionals into coastal Georgia from all across the country. These are well-compensated households making long-term housing decisions. When that population lands in a region, it has a real downstream effects on housing demand, on the restaurant scene, on the retail scene, on the school enrollment, and on the overall feel of the communities that they're choosing.
Where people go, investment follows. New construction, retail, and everyday services all trail the population shift. Savannah's growth story is really a regional story, and it is still in an early chapter. Later, we'll go over this migration and you'll see how it makes everything come together. But for now, let's talk about something everyone pays close attention to.
15 years ago, Charleston looked a lot like Savannah does right now. Historic character, the food scene is getting national attention, coastal access, real economic momentum. A price point that made people feel like they had found something before the rest of the country caught on. I was actually living in Charleston 15 years ago, so I personally can speak to this. Then the infrastructure caught up, the brand got louder, and pricing followed.
Today, the same coastal lifestyle runs about 25% more expensive in Charleston. We bring up Charleston specifically because it's not hypothetical. It is a documented version of what can happen to markets like Savannah. The affordability window doesn't stay open forever.
When you look at the data, the Bureau of Economic Analysis measures regional price levels relative to the national average, and Savannah still sits in a favorable position. Overall prices are below the national average, and housing sits even further below that. Georgia's tax structure adds another meaningful layer, especially for retirees. No state tax on Social Security, a retirement income inclusion for qualifying taxpayers 62 and older. The flat income tax rate dropped to 4.99% in 2026, with legislation already in motion to lower it even further. Primary homeowners may also qualify for homestead exemptions across Chatham, Bryan, and Effingham counties. The details vary by county and city, so this is something that we want each of our clients to understand for their specific location.
The thing worth watching is how long this gap stays that wide. The manufacturing growth, the infrastructure investment, and the population increases we've been covering are the same forces that close affordability gaps in maturing markets. Savannah still offers a coastal Georgia lifestyle at a price point that feels genuinely different from more established coastal markets. This is still true right now. It won't be true indefinitely.
At the Wellspring Group, we see people relocating to this area on a regular basis who are comparing Savannah with other coastal cities like Charleston, and the same thing that those who end up landing in Savannah always come back to is affordability.
Pull all 5 reasons together and the larger story becomes clear in a way that no single headline can show on its own. Most markets in any given decade might give you one of these things: a major employer announcement, a migration trend worth paying attention to, a road or airport project. Savannah has all of them arriving at the same time, and they're feeding each other.
Hyundai's growth supports more port volume. The port expansion supports the logistics network that Hyundai needs. Population growth supports more retail, healthcare, and housing. The infrastructure is being built around people who are coming in, and the cost advantage keeps attracting more buyers, more workers, and more investment. Savannah's visitor economy brought in over $4 billion in spending last year, which keeps the city's national profile strong while this industrial growth builds underneath it.
That GDP jump from 23 billion to 32 billion, the number we opened with, happened before Hyundai reached full production. The next chapter of that number is still being written. Think about what this region looks like 5 years from now. Hyundai is at full capacity, the port operating closer to its expanded throughput, the airport handling millions more passengers a year. Communities that were still in the early phases are fully built out.
We live here. We work in this market every single day with buyers and sellers making decisions based on what they're watching happen in real time. What we're watching right now is different from any version of Savannah that we've seen before. 5 distinct growth drivers, converging in the same window. That kind of alignment is so rare. It doesn't stay under the radar forever.
The markets that hold their value over the next decade won't be the ones that got lucky. They'll be the ones where the anchors, the infrastructure, and the people all showed up at the same time. If you are weighing a move to coastal Georgia and want to understand what communities are best positioned right now, that's exactly the kind of conversation we have with buyers every week. Email us at meettwg@gmail.com. We help relocating buyers make this exact decision all day, every day, and we can help you too.
If the bigger picture that we just walked through has you curious about what Savannah actually feels like to live in day to day, we've got you. We covered a Jones Street price point that stops relocating buyers cold, plus a pro tip about Leopold's that only the locals know. That video is linked right here.
Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss one of the weekly videos that we publish. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in Savannah.